Think super SUV in 2021 and there's a very good chance you'll picture one of these, a Porsche Cayenne Turbo SE Hybrid. It is the archetypal, very high performance SUV for 2021. It's a plug-in hybrid with an electric only range of 25 miles and a whacking great twin turbo V8.
Remember to head over to pistonheads.com after watching this video to research and buy your next car. This car is bang up to date. It's got masses of performance thanks to a combined power output of 680 horsepower, and it can slip through town in near silence, emitting nothing from its quad exhausts.
It sounds pretty good too in that sort of farty, woofly turbo V8 kind of way. I quite like it. But this thing is brilliant to drive. It really is. I mean, it's just so lovely to be in on a windy, wet, autumnal day like this. You just feel safe and secure, like you're at home. The ride is lovely and composed and smooth. But then when you start driving it a bit quickly, you realise that it's freakishly capable. It's got a load of grip, masses of body control, doesn't really roll very much at all. It's got pin-sharp steering, even things like the brake pedal. It's got a good, solid, reassuring brake pedal. The sort of things you expect of a Porsche. It is good to drive along a mountain road, but to tell the truth, it's a bit too heavy for that. With all the hybrid stuff, the big battery, the electric motor, it weighs 2.5 tons, this car. That really is a lot. So yeah, the Cayenne Turbo SE Hybrid really does feel like a bang up to date super SUV.
But this video isn't about the latest hybrid super SUVs. Instead, it's a teary-eyed farewell to an outgoing SUV. Not a hybrid, but it does have one of the most characterful engines you'll find anywhere.
Yep, this video is actually a farewell to the Range Rover Sport SVR. Not necessarily the most gifted, very high performance SUV of the last few years, but definitely one of the most characterful.
Land Rover bids its own farewell to the Range Rover Sport SVR with this Ultimate Edition model. It comes in Marl Grey or Maya Blue paint, like you see here, and with 575 horsepower, it's capable of 0 to 62 in 4.5 seconds. Its top speed is 176 miles per hour. Costing £123,900, it's £8,000 cheaper than the Porsche before options. The Range Rover Sport SVR has been around since 2014, and though it's been facelifted since then, it is now ready to be replaced by an all-new model. We think that'll arrive towards the end of next year. When it does, it probably won't use this old warhorse of an engine any longer. We know the new Range Rover ditches the AJ133 supercharged V8 for a more modern twin-turbo BMW V8.
I've enjoyed this engine, whatever car it's been fitted to. It's so entertaining, this thing. It sounds amazing under full load. It's got bundles and bundles of power and loads of torque. It's just a fun engine. It's also a dexterous engine, okay? So they fit it to these Range Rover Sport SVRs and to Jaguar F-Pace SVRs as well, but also to very luxurious limousine-style Range Rovers where it has to be smooth and silky and refined. And then, in complete contrast to that, Jaguar uses it in the most extreme fire-breathing F-types. So from F-Type R to luxurious Range Rover via the Range Rover Sport SVR. That's why this is a special engine. And in this car, it's at its best. It sounds phenomenal. It's like It's like the world's coming to an end. I wonder what it sounds like from the outside. It's just amusing. Every time you open the throttle, you get this big surge of acceleration and that thunderous V8 soundtrack. And of course, because it's supercharged, not turbocharged, throttle response is razor sharp. And with so much power, performance is massive. It's not quite as quick as that Cayenne Turbo SE hybrid, but it's plenty fast enough, this thing. Of course, this Range Rover Sport SVR is not a hybrid. It's not a plug-in hybrid either. And so it doesn't have an electric-only mode. It won't slip through town silently. In fact, if any car on sale today is going to slip through town noisily, the opposite of silently, it's probably one of these, isn't it? But out here, when we're not in the middle of town, when we're miles from anyone, on a mountain road, it's great not having a whole stack of batteries and a load of hybrid gubbins to lug around. This car is around 200 kilograms lighter than the Porsche. That's a huge amount, and you feel it. There are no real surprises, actually. How do you think a Land Rover is going to feel to drive compared to a Porsche? It's fairly obvious stuff. This car's steering, for instance, it's not quite as responsive, nothing like as sharp as the Porsches. Its brake pedal is far mushier than the Porsches. And so it's just a more remote, distant car overall. There's not quite the same clamped down body control, not quite the same limpet-like grip on a dry road either. But all things considered, this Range Rover Sport SVR is still monstrously quick along a mountain road. It's got good grip, decent body control. The ride is pretty good as well. It deals with bumps. It just doesn't give you quite the same immediate confidence that you have in the Porsche. In that car, you trust the grip, you trust the steering, you trust the brakes, just implicitly. You don't have to build your confidence in that car at all. It just happens. In this one, you have to work at it a bit more. It's actually kind of amazing how agile and responsive a Land Rover of all things, can be. And of course, you've always got that engine.
We'll miss cars like this when they're gone. So farewell, Range Rover Sport SVR with your wonderful supercharged V8. You've kept us amused for years. Let's hope your replacement is just as charismatic as you. Thanks for watching this Pistonheads video. Please remember to subscribe to our channel and give this video a thumbs up.